Hey, what's going on, guys? Jedi Master DePaul here, and welcome to another episode of Conspiracy Cantina. So, in this episode, we'll be going over Tales of the Jedi a little bit and going to what the controversial topic that's going on these days amongst the socials. Um, and we're going to hear what Dave Filoni himself had to say about Tales of the Jedi. Is Dave going to be on this episode? Yes and no. So, this is what I mean. I was actually at Star Wars Celebration with some of my friends, and had the privilege to attend the Tales of the Jedi panel. When I saw the first episode before they released it, before everyone else saw it on Disney Plus, and I loved it. Now, a lot of people are wondering if this was retcon, if it was retcon, the Ahsoka novel was retcon by Tales of the Jedi. So what I'm going to do is actually show you guys what Dave had to say. So we're going to watch it together. So here is the actual panel at Star Wars Celebration 2022 of Tales of the Jedi, and Dave Filoni himself is going to let you know what's going on with it. So I'm going to pull this up right now, and we're going to play this and sit here and watch this together.
Thanks for coming. Thank you for being here. So Dave, how you been? Good. It's been a busy morning. So here we are. We did it. We got it. Well, yeah, you've been a little busy. You have the Mandalorian shirt, Boba Fett, Ahsoka. That's right. Yep. So you decided you didn't have nothing to do. Batch. Did Bad Batch. Correct. How could I forget the Bad Batch? Season 2, panel tomorrow. So I'm curious about when you sleep, but that's not the purpose of this panel today. But you made time to show us something new called Tales of the Jedi. Yeah. So this is just a little thing I did for multiple reasons. One is that, when I would fly back and forth to work on The Mandalorian, I would write these little stories on the plane, just to pass the flight, and I wrote this one story, and I showed it to Carrie Beck. I'm like, check this out. And yeah, I know, right, Carrie Beck? She's dying right now because you're applauding her, it's ruining her. She might be in this room somewhere. If you look closely, so let her know. It's very important, let her know. And I show her this thing, and she goes, would you want to make this? I'm like, yeah, sure, if you find the money. I'm thinking, that's not going to happen. And then I underestimated her again, because that's how I wound up finishing Clone Wars. You should know better by now. Yeah. I should have known better, because she went and found a way to get that done, and then she found a way to get this done, so then I had to write more of them. You did that to yourself. You can't just do one because it's a short, so by nature that's going to be enough programming. So then I had to write more tales, but it just became this wonderful little project where I could take what I'd learned in live action, reapply it to animation, and I think also to make clear to everyone, I love my animation team. And I love the work that I've done there. And I think very often in someone's career or in the public, they think there's live action, there's animation, and they try to assign some value to these things. I don't see them as very different at all. The thing that's different is the type of medium that it is. It requires a different type of eye when you do them. But it's all just Star Wars to me. And the team that I work with in animation is a wonderful team. I think they've done some of the very best Star Wars stories that have ever been told. When I saw what Brad, Jen, and Athena is doing in Bad Batch and how good the show looks. I'm like, well, I wanted that in Clone Wars. Why does it look like that now? Mine looked like Atari 2600 when it started, and now you got snow and trees, and I'm like, so I'm going to write something so I can play with those toys.
There's so much atmosphere now.
That's how it happened. Oh yeah, it's amazing. They do a great job. So that's the gist of it.
Well, and tell us, so we know they're animated shorts, who might we see in these stories?
Good question. I'll be more forthcoming about this because I've been cagey all day about other stuff.
See, we lucked out. It's the right time.
I'll tell you a little more, and this will hopefully get really exciting. I wanted to explore some characters, and I wanted to set some things down on them and really base them on ideas that I thought about over the years making Clone Wars, and I thought, well, making these shorts would be a great way to frame up some of these characters for stories that I wouldn't do as a whole episode or a whole series, but I'll do them as shorts. And so I chose Ahsoka, of course.
I'm shocked to hear that.
Yeah, and people go, Aaron's only telling more Ahsoka stories. I'm like, yeah, well, I create characters, so tough luck. That's what I do. I like her, and I know that I can control what she's doing because I've, raised her since she's 14. So she's done some strange things, but we get there in the end. And the other character that I chose that I've always been interested in was Count Dooku.
I think other people are interested in that too, it sounds like.
There he is. So I wanted to see, because something I've been really fascinated by that I don't know that everybody grasps in Attack of the Clones and what the Jedi are talking about is he was a Jedi. And that's so important to understanding how all the politics unfold in the prequel era. He was one of them, and you could argue that many of the things that he decides to do, he does for the right reasons, and that's the massive trap that Sidious has set for everyone, and how he sucks you into his side of things. And so the two characters really show you two paths and two choices, and there are three stories each that kind of unfold how Ahsoka's life unfolds and Dooku's life unfolds, and ultimately what their ends are, having been trained both by the Jedi Order, but having dramatically different outcomes as characters. And also, with Dooku, it meant that I could put this guy on screen, which was super fun. So...
Do you know that Qui-Gon is my favorite Jedi?
A young Qui-Gon. That's absolutely not true. Qui-Gon's one of the best, and in some ways the most interesting Jedi, I think, because of his philosophy, which is different from the Jedi Council. And where did he learn that, if not from his mentor, Count Dooku? And who was his mentor? Right?
Yes.
So it's interesting to track these things through master and apprentice relationships, which is something that I'm very interested in all my work, is this idea of passing on what you've learned, mentors, people coming into their own, and the effect that that relationship may have, which is also very parental in nature as well.
Yeah, I can't wait to see, because we do see Qui-Gon, he questions things, he does not necessarily go along with everything the council says, and to have that connection to Dooku and to see it explored, that's super exciting.
Well, his ego's not there, because everyone tells him, just what the council said you could be on the council, I'll do what I must. He doesn't worry about those things, because he's trying to get to the selfless truth of things. Everything that Qui-Gon's trying to do is, he's not afraid to love because he does not possessively love. And that's something that the Jedi of the prequel era have kind of, in their involvement in politics, have forgotten. It's faded, and Yoda says as much, that he's worried about how the Jedi have become in the prequels. So it's all very interesting, and I obsessed over all those things. I thought the prequels were showing us Star Wars on such a deep, meaningful level, and it's always impacted me that way. And then, of course, I got to kind of test that knowledge working with George, and it was just as deep as I imagined it to be, working with him and the knowledge he has of all these things and story ideas. So
it's really cool. And I gotta ask, I'm so excited to see Qui-Gon, a younger Qui-Gon. Can you tell us who's voicing Qui-Gon?
I can.
I was waiting, I think you can tell us.
I can. And you're asking me that, and I'm sitting here and I wonder if I agreed earlier to tell people.
I think
Did I?
I was told I could ask. So
You were told you can ask.
Yeah, so I said, okay.
That doesn't help me. But of course you can ask. Of course you can ask. Why wouldn't you ask? It's a very interesting question. You know, that's the most devious way someone's ever put this on a panel to me. I was told I can ask. That's like when they send children up here to ask me questions. It's frightening. Looking at 10 years old eyes and saying, no, I can't tell you. I mean, I don't know. Well, all right, I'll tell you a bit of it.
I will.
This guy, you don't even know. This guy, Liam Neeson. There's tricks to it.
Right. Yes, but it's not.
But it's not just him. Because of the younger version, I thought it'd be neat because Star Wars is such a family thing and like family involvement. I had his son play. I thought a special day for everybody. It was neat to see Michael and them. They've come together and we had a great time portraying this, and it was great. You see how much people love being a part of Star Wars. Every time I've worked with somebody that's been a part of it, that's always reflected. And it's just a wonderful opportunity when you're one of the storytellers to get to create opportunities for people to continue. So it's cool. And
I
find
think
out
that's
if
really
it was
cool.
right for me to do later.
Yeah, but I will take the hit for that if it's not. It's my bad. But you probably made everyone here really happy.
If it's not, it's your bad.
It's on me. I take it.
Yeah.
This is take one for the team. I'll let you know how that
I think
turns out.
cool. It's fine. It's cool.
It's fine. It's fine. So
Fine.
Dooku, Qui-Gon,
Yep.
exploring that side. You know, being a
Yeah.
Jedi Knight.
And also fun. I see this image up here. There were 6 of these to write, and I am very busy doing all these other things, and I was worried I wasn't going to make it to the finish line, and so I asked for some help from one of my favorite writers on the Clone Wars, Charles Murray, who's a good friend of mine, and Charles, who was there with me and George, you know, and so I know that he gets it. And Charles had asked a long time ago if he could direct an episode of Clone Wars. I said, well, you've never done animation, so that's kind of a tricky thing with our production schedule. But in this, I knew that we could control it better, and that they were shorter, and I could, when we actually executed these, I would be there to help Charles. And he did a fantastic job. He did one of the episodes about Dooku, and so I'm excited for him to share that with you eventually. Not today, but eventually. That'll be great. Charles did a great job.
Well, I think it's cool to hear. You know, we talk about keeping things in the Star Wars family. That it's that way behind the scenes too. So folks you've heard it before.
Yeah, people get exposed to the types of stories we tell, and then they know they take it on. It's the master-apprentice, the mentor relationship, that they're a part of it, and that he was there with George is significant to me because he heard these things directly from George. Because at the end of the day, like I try to do what's best. I try to advise people as best I can, but I don't really know. I just give my best instinct on it and go for it, because none of us will be George. This is really unique to him, and it's his special galaxy that he created. But now it's our job to take care of it and to further it in ways that are exciting for the next generation. So that's what we try to do.
Character, I think we've definitely seen that happen with, is of course Ahsoka. So what can you tell us about Ahsoka in Tales of the Jedi and what you're exploring with this character that you spent so much time with?
Well, I felt that there were some key things to know about her, and so I told 3 separate tales that span a large portion of her life. Things that I hadn't really gotten into, and I think George used to call these types of stories tone poems. I was experimenting with very minimal dialogue and expression, but just trying to use the visuals as a way to communicate the imagery and the story points. But what was fun about it was, as I went through this little, character study, I got to see some characters I hadn't seen in a while. It means what's cool about that is it means I get to work with people that I also haven't seen in a while. So we were back in the Jedi Temple suddenly, and the next image is really cool. You'll get to see these 2 again, which is really cool.
It's going to break our hearts to appreciate that. Yeah, for sure.
A lot, Matt and James and Ashley have been so important to me over the years, and just to get together and tell these stories sorts, of course they're going to be there for it. And so we had a fun time doing that. And then these aren't just, fun. Are they fun, happy? I don't know. There's the next image. It gets rough at times. It gets dangerous at times.
You don't think you're known for telling fun, happy stories, do you?
What's that?
I said, you don't think you're known for telling fun, happy stories.
I don't know what kind of stories I'm known for telling. I don't know. I hope they're happy in the
Sometimes
end.
they are. Yeah, they get
happy
there.
in the end.
People have to go
but
through
you're not going to be happy if you didn't overcome something possibly tragic along the way. Some of these are dark. Some of these I watch later and I'm like, wow, what was I doing? And I'm like, I was in lockdown like everyone else. I'm like, maybe that explains it. I don't know, but it got dark. One of them with Dooku, because I don't know if you know, that doesn't end out so well for him. So it was like, wow, where this goes is surprisingly tragic.
That's the headspace to be in. That can have that effect.
Yeah, fun story.
How would you say these, stories with Ahsoka impact her future that we'll see? How did you connect those?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. I just work on her whole history. So from what I did in the beginning and where I saw her when she first steps off that gunship, all the way to what Rosario and I are doing now. And as we kind of arc things targeting forward and where I think she needs to be. I ask a lot of questions. I whiteboard a lot of things, and I have certain plans, and then things change. I've been working on the Ahsoka series and the concept of it for a long time before there was a Mandalorian show. I was trying to figure out a way to get that series going, and I was doing a lot of concepts with Doug Chang at the time, and he and I were playing back and forth on how do we translate these characters. And that's why the opportunity when it came up to get me engaged in live action. And again, I'll just say, Carrie Beck was, I think, the first one that saw when Jon Favreau's name had come across the table in the studio. She was like talking to Kathy and like, got to get these two together because we know each other. This is really good. And Kathy and me is like, yeah, this is a really good thing for just how it was all going to work. So, that got John and I together talking, and he and I get along like two brothers. It's really fun. We have a great time, and he knew from day one that like one of my plans was to get Ahsoka going in live action, and but I had a lot to learn. You always have more to learn, and I didn't want to do it unless I could feel it was authentic to what I had been doing, and I didn't know if I'd be any good in live action. I didn't know. It's a totally different thing in so many ways. So there was a lot of work that needed to happen, and then at the same time, these stories existed, and I wanted to tell them. So I'm in a position to tell stories. People keep giving me money to do it, so I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I mean, it's Star Wars. How am I not going to want to do it?
I think that's it. You keep saying yes. That's how you learn. And I like that, you talk about going to live action Ahsoka, and in the artwork we saw, we have small, very cute, very precious Ahsoka, and that you've got to go with her on that whole journey.
Yeah.
Melts my heart.
Where are we at in the panel? Do you know?
I think, we've looked at a lot of amazing
So
artwork.
Time for that thing?
I think it's time for
time for that thing?
I think it's a time for
This is not like me to do this. You were probably surprised when I said we were going to do this.
I was shocked, and
right?
Yes, it's not. I was really surprised. I was like,
So
okay.
This massive mystery. So you won't ask me any other questions.
I don't
have
about
to
that
answer
for a
any
while.
questions. Remember, I always tell you the best way to, you don't want to hear me explain Star Wars. The best way is just to see it. So, let's just watch one of these. We'll watch an episode. And then we'll see what you think. So we'll watch one.
We'll watch one, yes.
If you don't like it, I'll just put them on my shelf and watch them myself. I like them, but if you don't, you judge for me, and then I'll know, and then we'll see what you think.
Okay. Well, I do want to note this is a special treat just for everybody at Celebration. So please do not record this. Please put away your phones.
That's very good, thank you.
Thank
right
you,
away
all.
with the phone.
I appreciate
Thank
your
you.
rule follow
Fine.
respect. So let's watch a short, the first short to be seen from Tales of the Jedi.
And I did respect that and didn't record the or leak the episode. It was a great episode. But yes, you heard it here. If you weren't at Celebration, you heard what Dave Filoni had to say about Tales of the Jedi. That was the Star Wars Celebration 2022 panel in Anaheim this past year. And yeah, like I don't think he's retconning the Ahsoka novel. These are different adventures in her life. So I know a lot of people have that controversy and a lot of stuff going on TikTok, social media, Twitter, all that kind of thing, saying, "Oh, the Ahsoka novels retcon." Even the owner, the creator of the Ahsoka novels, is like, "Dude, no, just chill." So yeah, it was a great panel. Quick, it was about 18 minutes and got some great information, got some insight on the Tales of the Jedi series. Hopefully, we get some more. I'm pretty sure because it's been successful already on Disney Plus that we're gonna get some more. I was holding on to this one right here, this whole information, this panel for a while. I probably would have released it earlier. Kind of forgot about it, but here it is now. So you have more of an insight thought or the thought process from Dave on what's going on. So relax, chill, the Ahsoka novel and her some of her stuff is not back. It's not retcon. Relax. Enjoy what we are getting until Disney or Dave comes out and says, "Hey, yeah, we're scrapping that. We're going with this," or the just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. So with that, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and hit that like, share this, tag some people. Do what you gotta do. Give me some likes, some love, and also subscribe if you want more Star Wars content. I do have some more panels and some more content from Star Wars Celebration that I've been holding on to that I will be releasing. So to get notification, go ahead and subscribe and hit that little bell, hit all, so you can get all notifications when I do the Cantina goes live or releases an episode of Star Wars content or any kind of content that we put out there. So with that, guys, we're going to end this. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And until the next one, guys, may the force be with you and you have enough for life.